I'm Shubble and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing something extra special. If you've been on my channel for a long time, you'll know that I used to have a regular series called Choices. That is an app that you can get on your phone that just kind of has the most ridiculous stories you could ever imagine, and you make choices. You might have seen similar apps like Episodes, or my personal favorite, the Demi Lovato mobile game. There's a joke there, but only 2 people understand. I think the first game that I played was High School Story, and then the next one I played was The Freshman when they go to college. I'm gonna leave those stories behind, but I am doing an extra special video today bringing back Choices, and we're gonna do an hour long of a new book called The Royal Masquerade. This one has drama, romance, fantasy, and magic. The stories were so insane. Somebody burnt down a rival school and then all the students had to go to our school, and it was just kind of crazy, insane drama, and that was the best part. So let's get started. I don't know how many chapters this one has, but we're just gonna play through an hour and see how far we get in this story. Kingdom of Cordonia, 1600 AD. It's the night of the Royal Masquerade, and you've snuck onto the balcony for a private moment with a mysterious suitor. I'm interested in men, women, or both. For the sake of playing this through and having all of the options, I'm gonna pick both. The hour grows late, my lady. I would be left in anguish if I never laid my eyes upon your enrapturing face. You nod coyly. The stranger places his hands at the sides of your face and tenderly slides your mask upward. There were a couple of moments in the games before that got a little bit steamy. We're not taking that too far. If anything gets weird, I'm just gonna skip it. But we did always pay for the extra interactions with the people we liked the most, and I will do that again. Money is no object here. What do you look like? Oh, okay. So we have face 1. Face 2. I don't know if this means that I'll get to change the hair, because the hair is changing with the face, so I'm not really sure. I feel like I should go with this one, face 4. So I'm gonna go with the redhead, because she just looks the most like me literally right now in this moment. Oh, so I do get to change the hair. Oh, then I could have picked any face. You know what? She's beautiful though, and I'm happy with this. You could pay extra for this hair? Wait, that's so pretty. Okay, we're just gonna go with the redhead though. I'm not ready to spend money yet. That wasn't worth it. There will be more things that are worth it. Does this soothe your anguish? It does. Not even a master artist could dream a face so beautiful. If only I knew the name of the masterpiece before me. Shubble. I'm gonna put Shelby. It isn't me though. We're just role-playing. The name sits like a honey on my tongue. 12 bells chime and you look towards the door. I'm sorry, I must leave you. Wait, how will I find you again? You haven't told me which house you're from. Game of Thrones? Choosing your house will affect your last name, your house animal, and certain moments throughout the game. House Astor is a wolf. Rise as 1. It's like my Hogwarts house. House Everhart, bold and brave with a bear, and we do choose the bear. House Rosario, with wit and wile, and it's a fox. I think this one's the cutest one. Okay, I was gonna pick the bear, but I actually kind of want to go with the fox. I'm gonna do it. Rosario. Lady Shelby of House Rosario, let us part with a kiss that neither of us will forget. Let us not. Then let us... No, stop. Let us join our lips together. But I didn't ask for this. You gaze at his lips. His breath brushes your cheek. You... Heart pounding, you lean in. I promise that this isn't normally like this. Oh, we were dreaming. Oh, thank God. Oh my goodness. Does that mean we're not a princess? Your head snaps up from your book to see the head librarian Kana glaring down at you, ruler in hand. Miss Shelby, how nice of you to join us. I hope your dreams weren't too badly interrupted by your work. Master Harrow's collection of essays on soil fertility will not transcribe themselves. My work? Oh, well, see... Wait a moment. That doesn't look like essays at all. Kana looks down at your desk toward the book you were reading when you fell asleep. He grabs it in a fit. The Last Dance? What is this romantic drivel? Shelby Rosario, you may have been raised by a family of some renown, but you belong to the library now, and that means doing as I say. As punishment for your dawdling, you will finish this transcription and then produce a second transcription by morning. More work? But that'll take all night. I won't be able to watch the Royal Masquerade Ball from the astronomy tower? No, I don't think you'll be able to do that. Now take your dinner and get to work. Kana drops a single roll of bread on your desk and walks off. You stare at your measly supper. It's just a roll. This is dinner? Stale bread? What are we, in the Hunger Games? I just watched that recently. Yuck. What happened to my family having some renown? Where'd they go? You adjust your books, pick up your quill, and take a deep breath, then begin writing. Soil, a kingdom's lifeblood, a source of food and conflict. While you painstakingly copy the paragraphs one by one, a shadow falls across your desk. I'm working this time, Kana. Hello, beautiful lady. Good, now don't stop until you've worn your fingers to the bone. Huh? That sounds like... Before you can look up, the woman wraps you in a hug. Annalisa, what are you doing here? I'm making sure this place hasn't driven my little sister insane yet. No, just kidding. Sorry. I'm faring well, losing my mind. I'd say I'm losing my mind. I think that's fair. No person should have to do this much work. What of the gift I sent you? Tell me you've read it. The Last Dance? I've read most of it, which is why I'm still working past dinner. Did the perpetually displeased one catch you reading again? Yes, so we must keep our visit short tonight. This entire tome must be copied out twice by morning. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I doubt you'll be able to do that while attending tonight's ball. You'll be far too busy dancing and flirting with handsome nobles to... Wait, what? Annalisa, what have you done? Oh, nothing much. Just forged you an invitation to the Royal Masquerade and arranged a carriage for the both of us. Of course, if you're too busy. Annalisa, thank you. Kana will have me hanged. I don't really care. I'll die for this. Suddenly you hear Kana's voice booming from down the hall as he approaches your desk. Shelby, you had better hope I was only hearing things. Because if I find out that you're socializing instead of working, I swear to the Queen that I'll... Swear to the Queen that you'll... What? Exactly. Miss Annalisa, I didn't know that I was taking my beloved sister away from here on important family business. Of course not. How could you? Now, do be a darling and finish this work for her while she's gone. I hear the library requires 2 copies. Isn't that right? Of course. Why does she get this privilege and I don't? Kana bows his head deeply as Annalisa confidently ushers you through the library door, where you find a beautiful carriage waiting to whisk you away. They're gonna make me spend money on my first dress immediately, and I'm gonna do it because I'm a sucker. You ride through the streets of the capital until... It is the Hunger Games! Until you arrive at the Rosario estate. It's been so long since I've been home. Stepping inside, you find your aunts lounging on the furniture. Annalisa, where did you go? You should be preparing for your audience tonight. Oh, she probably returned to apply more perfume. You know how libertine she is with the boys. I don't know what that word means. Shouldn't you two have left to tour our lands? I'm sure our subordinates' furniture would welcome the opportunity to support you. We will depart once you explain why you brought Shelby here. Why is everyone so mean to me? Why me? She's coming with me to the masquerade ball. Annalisa, return her to the library at once. We'll look like bumpkins if court sees us shepherding around our black sheep. Do not tell me how to treat my sister. She is no more your sister than an adopted stray, one your parents made the mistake of taking in. T. Aunt Zaya, you look well tonight. Do not speak of me that way. I don't really have it in me to compliment her in this moment. I will speak of you however I please. And I'll respond however I please. I'm just kidding. We are your aunts, and I am the head of House Rosario. And as long as you leech from my success, you will hold your tongue. Oh, let them have their fun, Zaya. Tonight's a night for celebration and relaxation. Elise, quiet your tongue. Aunt Zaya turns to Annalise, but backs down and returns to her chair. Annalisa leads you past them to the bedroom. A dignified older man knocks against the doorframe, then steps into the bedroom holding a small object wrapped in red silk. Miss Annalisa, you asked that I present this upon your return. Yes, thank you, Vasco. But it's for Shelby, not me. Vasco nods and then offers you the object. You carefully remove the cloth, revealing an ornate silver mirror swirling with magic energy. You recognize it immediately. This is a charm. Only nobles are supposed to have magical artifacts. True, House Beaumont may have their warrior's stone, House Nevrakis, their scarlet cloth, House Fierro, Guy Fieri, their sun pendant, and House Vescovi, their sapphire comb. But Queen Kendra saw fit to gift House Rosario the jade mirror. But then I can't use this, Annalisa. It's yours by right. And by right, I say that my sister shall enjoy one of the world's few surviving vestiges of magic for her magical night. Go on, look into the mirror and see the dress on your reflection. If you desire it, it will appear on you. But if the mirror's style does not suit you, I have brought a non-magical outfit as a contingency. They better not make me pay for this because they said if I look and I like it, it's mine. So I'm expecting this to be free. The gem at the top of the mirror glows as you glance at your reflection. You see yourself wearing a different dress. And they are going to make me pay for it, but you might have noticed that I do already have gems. That was from the last time I played this game. Okay, all right, this one's cool, sparkly, I like it. Okay, fit for a lady. Oh, there's only the two. Well, I feel like I have to go with the one that, this one, the one that costs money. And I happen to have the money on hand. It just was lying in my pocket, I suppose. Give this video a like now to pay for the gems in this game. Sparkles swirl around you as the dress magically forms on your body. You're absolutely stunning, Shelby. It's hard to believe that such a lovely young lady is the same little girl who snuck books under the banquet table to read in her lap during dinner. I guess I was meant for a life at the Royal Library even before I was sent to Kana. Annalisa takes your shoulders and looks powerfully into your eyes. None of us are meant for anything, Shelby. Had I been the adopted child, I have no doubt that you'd have been a clever lady of House Rosario. Perhaps even more capable than myself. I wish I had the chance, could never be more capable than you. I feel like wish I had the chance is a little bit of a backhanded... Yeah, I would have been better than you, so I'm gonna say I could never be more capable. My sister seems like the most lovely person in the whole world. But you are clever like the fox. I've seen it in you. You deserve it, Shelby. Now, Vasco, do you have the invitations prepared? I do, and here's the invitation for you to deliver to the Queen in person. You're handing what to who now? An invitation to Queen Kendra for our house's noble debut. It's courteous after Her Majesty recognizes us as one of Cordonia's noble houses. Her Majesty's recognizing us? But we're commoners, not nobles. True, but our shrewd parents amassed land and wealth, and I amassed the Queen's favor. So tonight, for the first time in generations, a new family will ascend into the ranks of nobility. And suddenly it's Bridgerton. That's amazing! We're going to be nobles! Not just any nobles. Our house will be Queen Kendra's ally in court who can advocate for the commoners. Cordonia will be better for your perspective. I would hope so, but Cordonia can wait one more night. Tonight is for House Rosario, so let's make it one we'll always remember. You and Annalisa leave the Rosario estate and return to your carriage. As you ride through the streets, you can see the palace in the distance. I can't believe this is happening. I should be back at the library, dying of boredom right now. Despite our aunt's opinion, you are part of the House Rosario. Our ascension to the nobility would feel hollow if you couldn't celebrate with me. Fortunately, that will not be the case. I will be right next to you the whole time, albeit behind a mask. You don't have to be with me the entire time. You might happen to find yourself between a noble's sheets along the way. Whoa! Annalisa! I'm serious, when you're behind the mask, you're free to live your life to the fullest. I want to be in control of my life for once. Let loose. Find some attractive nobles. Who am I to say that she doesn't deserve a flirt with a few attractive nobles? No stuffy library can stop me from experiencing love. We're almost there. It's time to become mysteriously alluring. How do I look? Happier than I've seen you in years. A wave of torchlight washes into the carriage as it rolls to a stop outside the front of the palace. Annalisa clasps your hands and you step out together. Let's have a night neither of us will forget. Hand in hand, you and your sister walk into the palace. Chapter 1, The Royal Masquerade. Annalisa shows 2 invitations to a guard at the palace door. The guard looks at them suspiciously but waves you both through. Your shoes echo against the pristine floor as you walk toward the central staircase. Wow, this is the palace? That's an imported red carpet. Those are cast iron decorations with a gold railing and a famous, that's a D'Ambrosio still life. His works were supposed to have been lost when the great fires burned down his studio. That's what we thought, but we were able to recover the painting from the rubble. How it survived is beyond me, but I'm grateful. A piece from our heritage could be preserved. You look beside you to see a woman dressed in elaborate attire admiring the painting. Not just preserved, but proudly displayed for all to see. The queen must have good taste. I would like to think so. Annalisa grabs your shoulder and drags you into a curtsy alongside her. Shelby, that's actually Queen Kendra you're speaking to. Who doesn't know what the queen looks like? Who wouldn't know that? Queen Kendra? I beg for your forgiveness. What are you doing here? I just spoke about history with the queen. I'm gonna beg for forgiveness. I'm so sorry. I absolutely should know what she looks like. Do not worry yourself. Formalities aside, it's always a pleasure to exchange thoughts with someone of an astute mind. Yes, I too enjoy conversation that engages the mind. The guard waves another group into the palace. It appears more guests require my attention. It was a pleasure meeting both of you. Please enjoy the masquerade. You and Annalisa curtsy to Queen Kendra. Once she walks away, Annalisa turns to you. You maintained more composure than I thought. I spoke with the queen. I'm gonna faint. Stepping inside the room radiates energy with masked revelers dancing to the joyful music. Servants swirl around the room with dishes, tending to every mingling noble's appetite. The descriptions don't do it justice. Tonight, all of this is yours. A servant brushes by you with a covered plate. What is that heavenly smell? I'm too poor to know what that word is. A type of olive bread the queen imports from the south. Annalisa flags down the servant, who bows while offering you a slice of fresh buttered bread. By all Cordonia's apples, it's so soft and delicious. Where has this been the past decade? Try to blend in a little. Nobody else is fawning over an appetizer. I never want this night to end. I will smuggle all of this bread back to the library. I was promised attractive nobles. Bring them to me. I will smuggle the bread. I will be smuggling the bread. I'll become a folk hero among the scribes. This is where we must part. Before my audience with the queen, I have to find someone. Someone important? I haven't decided yet. Ask me again in the morning. Annalisa winks as she disappears into the crowd of nobles. You walk over to the appetizer table to find more bread. Start shoving it in my pockets. When you notice a masked figure standing by a group of women tripping over themselves for their attention. Two of the women throw off their masks. Remember me? I hope you haven't forgotten the mark you left last time we shared a bed, because I want another one. I have a feeling that this one's going to involve a lot more romance than the other ones I've read, which wasn't really my intention when I picked this book. I'm going to make it as silly and funny as I possibly can. Why retread familiar paths when I can lead you down a whole new trail? But the masked figure's eyes drift past the women and lock with yours. Yeah, he's all right. Wait, I could choose? Oh. Oh! Well, does that mean that there's only going to be one love interest? I don't get to just pick from all the people? Yeah, I'm kind of feeling this guy. I'm going to pick him. The man brushes past the circle of women and moves across the floor toward you as your heart begins to race. When he arrives, he bows deeply. Good evening, my lady. I can't say I've seen you at court before. I would hate to forget a figure so beautifully attired, but it seems I have. You forgot me? My mask must be to blame. How insulting, you'll have to make it up to me. What a coincidence, I've forgotten you too. I'm picking that one because it's funny. That's a relief. Perhaps we should reacquaint ourselves. How so? A dance? Interesting. I accept. I'm honored. When the song changes, I'll be waiting by the dance floor. See you there. The man glances at you flirtatiously as he walks away. You turn around to find another masked figure staring at you as if sizing you up. Okay, suddenly I'm into it. What's going on? Is this like the bad boy equivalent? Oh my goodness, Bridgerton? This guy's kind of a little bit reminding me of the main character from Bridgerton season 1. So I'm going to pick him. You've made quite the mysterious appearance. This is so heteronormative of me that I picked two men. I kind of want to go back. Okay, I literally replayed the entire beginning of the book just to re-choose. I'm going to choose the pretty blonde for my first option because she's stunning. Boom. I'm happy with that. I don't know which one I'll end up with, but I'm happy with my two options. Oh, it automatically kept going. Funny that someone else in a mask would question my motives. I'm sure neither of us has anything but our faces to hide. Then you shouldn't have a problem showing me your invitation. Why is he being so hostile? My invitation? Someone else is holding it, and where is your invitation? You're eager to know my name. Yeah, this feels like flirting. What's going on here? So what if I am? Then you'll have to be far more charming than that. I can't decide if you're being cunning or coy. Then I will leave you to deliberate in peace, if you'll excuse me. Wait, would you like to dance? This is flirting. A moment ago you sounded suspicious of me. Now you're asking for my company? Let's call it a pleasant way to keep my eye on you, unless there was someone else you've promised your dance to. The music changes. You see the woman in the sun mask awaiting you by the dance floor. I don't know who I'd I'd rather dance with. I mean, am I deciding right now forever who my romance in this book is going to be? He's kind of being a little bit rude. So I'm going to choose the lady for now. Sorry, sir, you're going to have to wait your turn. I'm grateful for your offer, but I've already promised a dance to someone else. The other man politely bows and takes their leave. You join the woman in the sun mask on the dance floor. Ah, my lady, I've dearly missed you. I feel quite popular tonight. As you deserve. Now that it's only us two, shall we? Gladly. The woman glides with you along the dance floor, and soon you're following her steps in time with the music. You move with such grace. Well, that is my middle name. The woman puts her hand around your corset and lifts you into the air, holding you up long enough to look out over the ballroom. I should complete the move with grace, awkwardness, clumsiness. Grace. I was really debating making it awkward. She brings you down against her chest, and together you spin around with elegance. Do you make everything look so easy? The masked woman twirls you under her arm. You glide against her and finish the spin in her embrace. If you can forgive my curiosity, I must know who you are. I am living a lie, about to have my knuckles smacked with a ruler. A typical noble, like yourself. I mean, we are a noble now, so it's not a lie. I'm a noble, just like you. I'm just like everybody here. I did not stuff bread in my dress. You are anything but typical. As the dance winds down, the other dancers switch partners. Many of the women you'd seen fawning over the woman in the sun mask watch her hungrily, poised to strike the moment you release her. I wish our dance could have lasted the night. From the look of your admirers, you may be alone in thinking that. If I stay here, I would be expected to change partners for the next dance. But if I was not to stay here, what are you suggesting? That we finish our dance on the palace balcony, where we can hide from other interruptions. And if I say yes, then we will look over the lights of the city and get to know each other in a way that a public masquerade would never allow. Join the masked woman for a private dance and the chance to guess her identity. I don't think that I won't know who this woman is when she takes that mask off, but, as long as I can afford it. Right this way, my lady. The masked woman leads you through the palace and onto the balcony. The faint echo of the ballroom music can be heard from down the hall. Now, where were we? Our number was nearing its end. You both resume your dance, and she spins you around so you can briefly overlook the city before pulling you back. How shall we conclude this dance, my lady? Let's end with something sweet, daring, intimate. Let's do sweet. I'm not trying to go crazy out here. As you wish. The masked woman rests her hand on your waist while you link your arms around her neck, and you both sway gently together. One can appreciate a simple and sweet finish to a dance. Now that we have privacy at last, perhaps you'll be willing to reveal who I've been dancing with tonight? If you won't say, then I will have to guess. You're at the palace, and you're incredibly beautiful and graceful, which tells me that you probably come from nobility. And yet I know every noble lady in court, so the only explanation I can think of... foreign royalty. A visiting princess from the north? Dare I guess a queen from the south? I am... exactly what you say. A library scribe who snuck in. Is she gonna like me if she finds out that I stuffed bread in my dress because I am broke? Telling her the truth will show her true colors. I'm gonna tell her exactly who I really am. I'm not gonna lie anymore. I'd never have guessed. From that smirk on your face, I'd say you had some time ago. Best not to dwell on the past. You're telling me she knew I was just a librarian? That's a lie. She definitely thought I was noble. Now your turn. You're a good dancer, so you're a veteran of formal parties. You're confident and wearing a unique mask, so must be important. You must be a powerful noble from a great house, a traveling troubadour who acted her way into the party, the most alluring woman in the kingdom. Well, that's a way to compliment a lady. I'm going to assume she's from the great houses because she said she knows everybody. That's rather spot on, though it could describe several people in the palace tonight. Well, then tell me your family name so we can make it a little more specific. It's better kept a secret for now. Everyone acts differently around me once they know my family name. I believe you were promised a view of the city. Here it is, illuminated in its splendor. It's gorgeous, the beauty matched only by the stars that looked down upon it and the woman standing in their glow. The masked woman steps next to you and places a hand next to yours. Together you look up at the sky. The pinkies! They're touching! Turning away from the sky, the masked woman runs a finger along the side of your mask. Are you sure you want to do that? I might not be everything you imagined. On the contrary, you could be more than anything I've imagined. You let out a breath and relax as the woman's hands glide up your jaw and around your mask. She tenderly pulls it off. I did not know such beauty could exist. You're too generous. I speak the truth, I swear. Now your turn. It's exactly what I would have expected. We finally meet face to face. You're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. Yup, that one. Look at her hair. I would be honored to hold that position until the end of time. I think you might. Apologies, but this is somewhat of an emergency. Emergency? What happened? I found the Queen's invitation, which means I've given your sister the wrong one. I would correct this error and offer my resignation at once, but I cannot find your sister. I fear she's been summoned to meet the Queen early. She would look foolish handing out the wrong invitation. I'll give it to her. The guards won't let you. What choice do we have? The throne room sits at the center of the palace. Go with haste. You slide your mask back on and turn toward the ballroom when the unmasked woman calls to you. Before you leave, might I have your name so that I might forever associate this night with you? Shelby, and yours? Oh, I just get to decide? It puts in Hunter, so I'm just going to leave it. I'm Hunter. It was an honor to dance with you, Lady Shelby. Please enjoy your night. Phew, made it. As you arrive outside the doors, you don't see any guards to escort you inside. Huh. One of the double doors hangs ajar. You push it open and enter the throne room. Looking down, you find 2 guards lying motionless on the ground, their weapons drawn. Oh no. Ack! Queen Kendra! You run deeper into the chamber but freeze in fear as you see a hooded figure standing next to the throne, thrusting a dagger into the Queen Kendra's side. They both look at you. Tell me that's the man that I was definitely thinking about dancing with instead. You made a mistake coming here, girl. If I was dancing with him, would it have stopped him from murdering her? What would have happened? I don't even know that it's him. What's going on? Your heart stops. Lying motionless on the floor in front of you is your sister. No! You stumbled upon an assassination. What does this mean for the kingdom, for your family? Find out in the next chapter. They told me that this book was 12 minutes long. That was 45 minutes. And we will play the next chapter. Boop. Chapter 2, A Noble Effort. The queen has been slain by a mysterious assassin, and your sister lays unconscious at your feet. Annalisa, please wake up, please. She's never going to wake again, and soon neither will you. Wait, what did you do to my sister? Take off your mask, coward. Why did you kill Queen Kendra? Like he'll tell me. I'm gonna ask what he did to my sister. She's dead already. It's not gonna change anything. The assassin ignores you and reaches for something behind his back just as Vasco appears in the doorway behind you. Get away from her! Guards, this way! The assassin quickly turns and makes his escape through a tall window as guards rush into the room. The queen is dead! Guards, secure the palace! He went that way, through the window, just moments ago! The guard nods his thanks as Vasco rushes to Annalisa's side. Miss Annalisa, what have they done to you? She was like this when I came in. She doesn't seem to have any wounds, but she won't wake up. Then we must move quickly. The future of House Rosario is at stake. The future of House Rosario? What are you talking about, Vasco? Miss Annalisa's plans were not popular among some at court. I fear they will use this grim opportunity to move against your family. I don't understand. What should we do? First, we must see to Miss Annalisa's safety. Then, the estate must be prepared for the Rosario debut. Vasco, this is no time to think of parties. You're right, we must leave the palace at once. This does not seem like a time to be thinking about parties. I know that it seems strange, and I beg the madam's eternal forgiveness, but the Rosario noble debut is scheduled for tomorrow night. If we cancel, Annalisa's petition to join the court will be rejected. Is it not already rejected considering the queen is dead? Who's accepting it at this point? But Annalisa was head of the house. Without her, who will stand for House Rosario? Who, indeed? But I was adopted. I wasn't born for birthrights and blood be darned. This is not about lineage. It is about family. Pardon me, I forget myself. No, Vasco, you were right. House Rosario is not of noble blood, and yet my sister fought years to see that changed. If she could fight to change the stars, then I can too. With Vasco's help, you swiftly move Annalisa's body to your carriage and make your way back to the Rosario estate. Bells of mourning chime in the distance as Cordonia weeps for its fallen queen. The following evening, you stand above Annalisa, who is yet to wake from her mysterious slumber. Sister, I don't know if you can hear me, but Rosario scholars have been dispatched to the greatest libraries across Cordonia in search of answers. I know it's what you'd do for me. The clock strikes 8, and you're suddenly reminded of the late hour. Vasco rushes into the room. I'm sorry to disturb you, but I know, it's time. Is everything ready? Vasco coughs lightly into his hand and gestures towards your body. You look down and realize that you're still wearing the scribe's uniform that you slept in last night. Oh, Vasco, how can I expect to impress every noble in Cordonia when I can't even prepare something to wear? Vasco smiles warmly and removes his hands from his back, revealing the jade mirror. He gently places it in your hands. And this means I'm going to have to buy another dress, because I can't wear the same dress as yesterday. As the new head of the house, tonight you should stand proud in Rosario colors. In this gown, not only will you remain the center of attention, but you will have a distinct advantage in winning over the other nobles. I can afford it. I can afford it. It should be free! The mirror implied it is free. The gemstone sparkles brightly as magic swirls around your body, slowly forming into a beautiful gown. I only wish my sister was awake to see me. How will I know what to do without her? It will be hard, but as any dance, it begins with a single step. Your servants take their places in the main hall as Vasco nods to the doorman. At his cue, they slowly pull back the large wooden doors, revealing seemingly endless procession of nobles. Announcing High Chancellor and Queen Regent. The new queen is here? But who? Lady Hunter of House Fierro. She's the queen now? Oh my goodness, I definitely picked correct in my romance. As Lady Hunter steps forward, you dip into a curtsy, finding it difficult to keep the surprise from your face. You're the queen? For now, only the regent. Only after Kendra's will is read will my succession become official. I don't understand. If you're the princess, why the formality? Because I am no princess either. Queen Kendra had no children. She chose me as her heir. I have no blood right to the throne. I think that you should go by princess anyway. Blood rights are overrated. I would love to call her princess. The word has a nice sound to it, don't you think? Perhaps one day I'll have an heir to enjoy the title in my stead. If you were the queen's choice, you must have been close to her. I worry the timing of my debut seems in ill taste. Not at all. Duty is important, especially when it's most difficult to carry out. Kendra knew that better than anyone. Just then an imposing man steps behind Hunter and speaks to her quietly. It's him! The imposing man! My guards have finished their sweep of the grounds. No sign of trouble. Good. Miss Shelby, have you met the crown shield? No, we haven't. We have. Suddenly you recognize him. It's the man from the masquerade. We're going to leave the name as is. We're going to call him Caden. Met is perhaps a strong word, though I am pleased to make your acquaintance now. It is my pleasure to host both you and your regency. Please call me Hunter, though it is good to know you know the ways of court. You will need them tonight if your family hopes to become noble. Isn't this debut what makes our house noble? A debut is nothing more than an opportunity. You must use it to gain favor of each noble house. If they do not support you by the end of the night, House Rosario will remain common for at least a generation. I have no doubt that you'll find a way, but for now I fear I must leave you. Many others await entry behind me. Oh, and Miss Shelby? Yes? I hope you don't mind me saying so, but in that dress, well, you look stunning this evening. Hunter raises her voice, and it becomes clear that she's now speaking for the room to hear, not only you. I thank you and your staff for such a kind welcome, Miss Shelby, and I look forward to supporting your petition for nobility later this evening. Hunter smiles and winks at you playfully before walking past into the party with Caden, her protector. As she does, a man you hadn't noticed standing behind her steps forward. I heard that Miss Annalisa met an unfortunate fate. It seems the stars punish those who forget their place. Excuse me? Why should I excuse one who disrespects her betters? This entire debut is a slap in the face to order and tradition. If I meet one of my betters, I'll let you know. Apologize if I have offended you somehow. I feel like now's not the time to be sassy, so I'm gonna apologize and be the better person. If that were true, you'd excuse your guests, cancel this event, and learn your rightful place in this world. Okay, never mind, I take it back. Before you can respond, the man sneers and walks past brusquely as a beautiful woman in an ornate gown steps forward in his place. Sassy noble! My father, Lord Damon Fierro, quite the charmer, isn't he? Fierro, so you're Lady Hunter's sister? Twin sister, actually. Not identical, of course. Renza Fiero, at your service. I apologize for my father. I did hear there were some at the court who oppose House Rosario's petition to join the noble houses. Indeed there are, which is why Hunter told me that you might need a friend tonight. That's very kind. And I could use all the help I can get, but I don't want to inconvenience you. No, I could use the help. Don't you know to be careful of free offers from nobles? Most have their own interests at heart. And do you also only have your own interests at heart? Of course! I want another intelligent woman at court to speak with at functions like this one. Now let's talk strategy. My father and house are a lost cause. But there are 3 others you can still impress. Renza threads an arm under yours and turns you toward the door where more nobles are being announced. Presenting the Honorable Lord Percival, head of House Beaumont and champion of the Tournament of Flowers. Oh, this is Percival. That's Percy, the oh-so-serious head of House Beaumont, resident expert on the law and the lance. If you ask me, he's got to stick up his rear end, but I've yet to meet a lady or lord who's been close enough to confirm. Announcing her ladyship Theodosia, rightful head of House... Not that one, the better one. The new girl is watching. Announcing her ladyship Theodosia, rightful head of the glorious, mighty, and notorious, but in a good way, House Navrakis. Hello, all of you darlings. Theodosia is finally here. The announcement draws little notice from the room. That one would try to impress a garden squirrel if it made eye contact for long enough. My advice? Keep to compliments with her. I've always found it easier than daring something radical like actual conversation. Is that man coming in behind her, head of the final noble house? Sadly he is. Last and most certainly least. Lord Cyrus of House Vescovi. And Lord Pompadour, of course. The small and well-dressed dog cradled in Cyrus's arms springs to attention. Pompadour. Lord Cyrus scans the room until meeting your eyes, and then walks towards you without looking away. Miss Shelby, to think such a radiant being was once covered by the unflattering robes of a palace scribe. You speak as though we've met, my lord. But we have, don't you remember? We were aboard my private gondola. I was feeding you grapes as you caressed my... I am quite sure you are mistaken. Oh, silly me. Here I am confusing the future with the present. I don't want to know what he was talking about. Lord Cyrus, you are so kind, perfectly nauseating. I'm trying to gain favor, which I hate because I'd love to call that nauseating, but I'm going to call it kind, I guess. You have no idea just how kind I can be, my little Petunia. Nor will she ever, should her luck hold. Now, Lady Renza, you haven't abandoned your duties as keeper of the royal archives just to spend time with me, have you? Never fear, Lord Cyrus. I wouldn't abandon so much as a migraine to spend time with you. You've now met all of the players in our little game. Other than Hunter, what do you make of them? Honestly, they seem fun, complicated, terrifying. Complicated. I'm going to say complicated. Like all the best families. Just then Caden steps behind you. Miss Shelby, a word in private, if I may. It is a matter of security. Sounds serious. You join Caden outside, far enough from the other guests to have a private conversation. I don't trust him, but I also don't want him to be the man that killed the queen, because I still want to maybe romance him. What happened? I saw Lord Cyrus conspiring with Lord Damon's page. I fear they hold ill intent against your petition. But if Damon turns another noble house against me, I may not have the support I need. Then we must stop my half-brother's scheming before it's too late. Half-brother? Don't tell me you're related to Cyrus. I am an illegitimate child. He is a noble. We share a father, but little else. For example, I would see House Rosario take its place among the nobility. Then you must be helping me because you like me? You hate Cyrus. You have a strong sense of justice. Girl, same. I'm gonna say he likes me. I just don't want to see you hurt. Call it my nature. Then I am thankful for your nature. I'm flirting immediately. I don't care if this man's a villain. Caden places a hand over his heart and nods to you. So what comes next? Nobles aren't known for speaking their intentions, but there are ways to get the truth. I will show you how. You follow Caden back inside where a quartet of musicians lift their instruments and begin to play. Nobles of the court pair off and mingle as Caden offers you his hand. You want to dance? I thought this was about finding the truth. In a moment, I'm going to begin telling you a dull story. Ignore it. Keep your eyes on mine, but focus your ears to those around us. You take Caden's hand and walk with him to the center of the floor, where he positions you between two groups of chattering nobles. So there we were on the southern road, not the northern road, as had been recommended to us by the administrator of the blah blah blah. As Caden continues his fake story, you follow his instructions and tune out his voice. Two groups of nobles are close enough to overhear. I'll listen to this scary-looking man. Giggling nobles? Worried nobles. Worried nobles sounds more like something we need to know about. Magical charms are one thing, but humans haven't had magic in 300 years. Lady Annalisa, those guards, no one has woken up. What could have caused it but a sorcerer's spell? The noble looks around and notices you close by. He quickly lowers the volume of his voice. Soon their conversation is lost and you hear Caden once again. Okay, now we listen to the giggling ones. I should have known that these were the ones that were talking smack. Fierce as a tiger she was. See the red mark here across my shoulder? A gift from one of her claws. Do you think I'm so gullible? 100 girls prettier than you have boasted of the same night with Lady Hunter. Lady Hunter? How many nights are you having out? Suddenly you hear a far more familiar voice farther away from you. It's Cyrus Vescovi standing near the dance floor, smiling and nodding at Caden's endless tale. You slowly dance closer, careful not to draw his attention. Eavesdrop. Fine, on one condition. Lord Damon does not appreciate conditions. One item on a long list of things that old Badger does not appreciate, listed out just between pancakes and intercourse, knowing him. Oh my god, what? I will denounce the girl, but only if I am allowed to speak first. That might sow doubt among the other nobles. But if the others support her before I can speak, I must follow their lead, lest I make unnecessary enemies. Cyrus turns his back to the other man and promptly strides away. As he does, you notice Theodosia, Navrakis eyeing his rear end with a hungry gaze. Thank you for your help, Caden, but if you'll excuse me, I believe I've just noticed an opportunity. Good evening, Lady Theodosia. Huh? I wasn't looking at anything. Theodosia jumps when you say her name, as if caught somewhere she wasn't supposed to be. Her hand accidentally slaps into the tray of a passing servant, and a goblet of wine pours down the front of her gown. Please, let me help you with that. Impossible. My dress is ruined forever. Theodosia removes the delicately embroidered handkerchief from her dress and waves it casually in front of her gown. Marvel. Oh, it's magic! You watch as the wine stain on Theodosia's dress magically disappears beneath the Navrakis house charm. You just said the dress was ruined, but there's no sign of a stain. Yes, but I know the stain was there. And isn't that just as bad if you really think about it? Honestly, I feel that. I believe that once a problem is solved, it ceases to be a problem. The beauty of your dress could not be dulled by 1,000 stains. You can't be sad. You have a magic hanky. I'm going to compliment her dress because I think she'll appreciate it. Do you think so? Of course you do. Everyone is thinking it, so why would it be strange for someone to voice it aloud? It's not strange at all. The musicians finish their set and Theodosia excuses herself. A few moments later, Hunter approaches you with Caden. Did I see you spending time alone with Theodosia? And people say, I'm brave. If I'm to become a noble, I will have to form a relationship with all of the court, Theodosia included. Well said, but part of being noble is taking the time to indulge your own interests. In fact, Caden and I were about to do just that. What Lady Hunter means is she wants me to stop shadowing her for a few minutes so she can have some privacy. I was thinking of visiting the Rosario private gardens. I would welcome your company, Lady Shelby, should you wish to join me. And what of your plans, Caden? I was hoping you'd grant me permission to explore the Rosario study. I didn't know you were a reader. Please explore to your wit's content. Caden bows, then makes his way up your grand staircase as Hunter smiles and walks toward the doors leading outside. Join Hunter, Caden, or both for a private rendezvous in these exclusive scenes. Okay. I could not possibly choose both, but I would like to choose one with Caden just because we didn't do anything with him and we did already have a little private encounter with Hunter. $1.99 for 20 gems, I'll do it. Now, if you didn't leave a like before, I'm going to need you to leave one now. Please? Let's join Caden because I think that we have something in common here. You leave to find Caden and discover him upstairs in the study reading the spines of your family's book collection. Anything interesting? Could be, but I wouldn't know. I don't recognize any of these titles. Really? There's nothing so exotic here. You take your time working at the Palace Library for granted. Most people don't have access to books at all, let alone a familiarity with them. What have you read then? This and that. History, some fiction, stories of old kings and queens, tales of men and women who turn into dragons. You step to the shelf that Caden is inspecting and note a few of the tomes standing there. This one is a scathing satire of the upper classes. Next to it, a book on modern culinary practice. And here, well, one of my sister's more adventurous romantic fictions. Caden looks to you with an eyebrow cocked. I think you'd appreciate the satire, the picture book, the smut. I think that he'd appreciate the satire. He's not specifically a noble himself either. Here, you hand Caden the book and he quickly thumbs through the pages. Interesting. That's it? I thought you might be intrigued by someone else sharing your perspective. My opinions aren't made stronger or weaker because they happen to align with someone else's. I appreciate a critically thinking man. But I'll admit it's nice to know you're not alone in this world. Caden offers you the book back. Keep it. Consider it a gift. I insist. I couldn't. Where would I even keep it? I don't have a shelf, let alone a study. I find that under one's pillow is an ideal location. Thank you. One should not turn down a gift. Suddenly you notice a large red leather-bound work entitled The Ductorian Wars. Surely you must know this one. Queen Kenna plays a central role in these tales. Kendra's ancestor. Did you know her well? Queen Kendra, I mean. I did. Caden, how did you come to work for her? Who do you think killed her? The queen's death was not your fault. I don't know that yet. I'm not so confident this man's not evil, and I don't know why, because he has actually been nothing but sweet, and only was suspicious of me, which now makes me suspicious of him, and he's a man. How did you come to work for her? There's not much to the story. I joined the guard early and made a reputation for myself. I'm imagining you as a young, valiant guard. If you earned a reputation, it could only be one of two. Bonebreaker, or maybe... Caden coughs. We're making him uncomfortable, and I don't like that. I was good at my job. Good enough for Hunter to notice me at any rate. So it was Hunter who hired you. Hunter was the High Chancellor. It was her job to find someone to do my job. May I ask you something else? Cyrus, is he the only family you have? Other than my guards, and most of them I hold in higher regard. All of them I hold in higher regard. It must be difficult to have such a contentious relationship with your brother. Half-brother. Yes, I will remember next time. You and Annalise are different, but even I could see the care between you. It is something I wish I had. Perhaps you and Cyrus can come to terms? It's best to cut Cyrus from your life. You could find that closeness with someone else. Is this flirting? Because I would think that means in a sibling kind of a way, but I'm going to say it anyway because he could. That's not something I have thought possible. I'm sorry to hear your troubles with Cyrus all the same. Your sister sleeps under this roof after I failed to keep her safe. And you would apologize to me? Lady. We can leave it at Shelby. Shelby, you are far too kind for the pit of vipers you're leaping into. And will you hold it against me when I finish my leap and slither among them? Of course not. You're helping your sister. It's not selfishness that brought you here, but bravery. You speak as though I'm not afraid. My sister is yet to wake. Lord Cyrus plots against me, and I'm here in the home of my childhood, pretending to be something I was never born for. Bravery isn't the absence of fear, Shelby. It's the way in which you face the fear that visits us all. Why am I gonna cry? Why is it emotional in here all of a sudden? I've seen soldiers cower and flee from a winning battle. I've seen a single fighter draw her sword against 10 foes. I know what bravery is, and what it isn't. And what you're doing is brave. I should embrace Caden? Thank Caden. I don't know if an embrace would be appropriate, and I would like to ask if I could embrace him rather than just do it. I'm gonna thank him. We're gonna keep things cordial for now. As if there's going to be a part 2. This is an hour-long special. If there's going to be a part 2, you're definitely going to have to like and subscribe. That means much to me, Caden. Thank you. I don't expect thanks. You can always count on me to speak truth to you. I should return to my duties downstairs. Thank you for the book. It's the first time I've owned one for myself. Now I'm going to pass on joining Hunter for this time. If there is a future more parts to this, we'll have more opportunities. And I'm broke now. As you step back into the ballroom, Renza appears and takes your arm. I've noticed that you haven't spent time with Percival yet. Come, let us fix that. Renza walks you away from the main hall to the parlor, where you find Lord Percival. He steps past the other lords and ladies as you approach. Lord Percival, it's lovely to see you, of course. May I present Lady Shelby Rosario? A pleasure to meet you. This is a solidly constructed building, Miss Rosario. You should be proud of your craftsmen. Right. Anyway, Percival, Lady Shelby was just telling me some other fascinating opinions on discrepancies in Cordonian property law. I was. You know, discrepancies. They are an issue in many laws. Everyone else here seems determined to speak of nothing but rumors and courtly intrigue. Finally, a chance for some exciting conversation. Think, Shelby, think! I must have read something about this at the library. Lord Percival, did you know that a war once began over a placement of an apple tree? Soil yield is proportional to something about nutrients. Someone is calling for you in this one! The yield! The yield! Pardon my own ignorance, Shelby, but I do not follow. It's the law of soil's properties. So, property law? If you'll both... Oh, no. Oh, no. I was gonna pick the apple tree. I should have picked the apple tree. If you'll both excuse me, I have some important matters to attend to. Percival smiles at you politely and leaves. That could have gone better. I only hope I've done enough. Don't doubt yourself, darling. It doesn't look good on you. It's only that if I don't become a noble tonight... Don't you dare finish that sentence. You are a powerful, intelligent firebrand, and tonight is going to go exactly as you hope. Trust me, all right? We'll have a drink together and calm your nerves. Now, what's your poison? I will have red wine, honey mead, or rose water. I'm gonna have some wine, girl. Renza disappears from the room and returns a few moments later with Hunter, Caden, and 2 silver chalices. She hands one of the glasses to you, keeping the other for herself. Look who I found wandering around like lost puppies. Listen to that, Caden. She likens us to dogs and neglects to offer us a drink. I'm not sure which is worse. Lady Shelby has earned her glass, which is more than I can say for you. You shirk your duties. How could I forget? Lady Shelby, it's time to present you to the court. Are you ready? Ready to hear what the nobility truly thinks of me? I care more about your thoughts, Hunter. Would first hear Caden's opinion. Doubt the nobles ever speak their true mind about anything. I bet you that's true. Truer words never spoken. You see, sister, this is precisely why Shelby needs to be at court. That settles it then. Hunter leads you and the other into the foyer as she gathers the nobles' attention. Friends, we have been gathered here by our gracious host, Shelby Rosario, who asks for her house to join us at court as an equal. Oh, she asks, does she? If it's that easy to gain a title, perhaps I should ask for Lord Pompadour's to become official. Lord Cyrus, I must insist that you let your true opinions be heard. Hold your tongue. I can't let him speak first. Hold your tongue. Actually, if you don't mind, I just wanted to say that. But I do mind, Lord Cyrus. The Queen Regent will decide who speaks and when. Yuff. Now, where do the other noble houses stand? House Beaumont will not interject. That's something, I guess. I say Lady Shelby is just wonderful, and coming from someone like me, I'd say that's saying something. Indeed it is. I look forward to joining you at court, Lady Theodosia. And Lord Cyrus, if you would be so kind as to now offer your opinion... Yuff. Fully support the beautiful and ineffable Miss Shelby. Why, thank you, Lord Cyrus. How very kind. The noble houses have spoken. As Queen Regent, I fully support. Just then, Damon steps forward from the gathered crowd. Enough. The women come for you in herds. You needn't make this one a noble just to coax her to your bed. That is uncalled for. I demand you apologize to Miss Shelby at once. Damon closes his mouth and crosses his arms. Lord Damon, I will not dignify such provocations with response. One more such outburst, I will see you ejected at sword point. I will not dignify it! As if a commoner could dignify anything. Enough, father. House Fierro may not support House Rosario, but we do not stand alone at court. Indeed, we do not. The Crown officially recognizes Shelby Rosario, head of House Rosario, as a full and rightful noble house. Thank you to all who have supported House Rosario from me and my sister, Annalisa. The crowd of nobles applaud as Vasco leans forward to your ear. Well done, Lady Shelby. I say this calls for a celebration. The last time you suggested the nobles celebrate, half of the men in court woke up in the other half's trousers. This is very gay. How funny, I don't remember that at all. Considering the state you were in, no, you wouldn't. Now that you're one of us, Lady Shelby, it won't be the same if you're not there. I do hope you'll come. Renza excitedly summons Vasco to the group with a wave and a grin. We'll need 10 bottles of wine, a deck of playing cards, the largest goblet in the estate, and as many pillows as the staff can carry. I am more than pleased to accommodate such a creative request. Your ladyship, should the Lady of Rosario approve. You've seen how the nobles act at parties, Shelby. Now it's time you see how we act after parties. Join Hunter, Cade, and Renza and the other nobles for a legendary after party at your estate in this exclusive scene. I think that this is an appropriate cliffhanger to leave this on. If you liked this video enough, I will do another hour-long special, and we will pay for that exclusive scene. So leave a like if you enjoyed watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! All right, Star. You want dinner? Want dinner? Yeah?